everyone! Welcome to another video with me, Stephanie Canada, the owner of Backroom Finds. Today we're going to be doing another part of my One Day Make series. Today's project, I have no idea why I did it like that, is going to be DIY pattern weights. I used a few different blog posts, all of which I will link below for you, and a couple I just sort of made up as I went, because that's what I do. Come along with me and I will show you all the ways of which I made different pattern weights for my projects. Alright folks, the very first one I'm going to try is using a very large washer and some ribbon and wrapping the daylights out of it. This was by far the easiest pattern weight I did. I used 1/2 inch wide ribbon and a length that I don't honestly know how long it was because it was just in my ribbon box. Oh, and some hot glue, which I have to warm up the glue gun for. While I waited for my hot glue gun to warm up, I picked out some buttons out of my giant vintage button jar. Ah yes, and the downside to dumping out your entire jar of buttons is the cleanup. The second one I'm going to try is going to be I just forgot the name of it. Yo-yo, that's the name of it. It's going to be a yo-yo style that I'm going to stack up a couple of washers. I'm going to sew around them and add a little button on top. This time I grabbed my next largest washer and a rubber washer and a heavy unknown piece of metal that was round and began to make my stack. Now I do a very scientific weighing method here. Also, I realized that the ribbon spool that I had brought as a backup ribbon option for the first washer was perfectly sized to be the yo-yos at 3 1/4 inches. So I used that to trace around to cut out all of my yo-yos. Well, look at that! My hot glue gun is all warmed up. I guess I should finish the first one now. I undid my little temporary tie and then put a dollop of hot glue on one side, wrapped the ribbon over, and did a dollop of glue while cutting off the end so that it nicely sealed the end of the ribbon so I don't have to worry about fraying. And now that one is done. And now back to our regularly scheduled programming. The fabric I ended up choosing for this was a very odd, sort of rubbery-ish rainbow knit thing. I don't know. It wasn't really easy to sew through, but on the other hand, I am never going to worry about this one fraying because I don't think this fabric frays. Oh look, my tiny helper has arrived to be quality control. Now for this one and the subsequent yo-yos, all I did was make a running stitch 1/4 inch from the edge all the way around the circle. This material was quite annoying to poke through, so I wouldn't advise using a partially rubbery knit thing. I have no idea what this fabric is. It was just lying in my scrap bin and looked good. If any of you know what this fabric is by looking at it, please feel free to educate me down in the comments, because I'm actually intrigued. And like that, it's done. And the rest of these are things that I'm just trying. AKA I didn't follow any pattern, I'm just sort of going with it. So enjoy the creative process. For this final version, as I am quarantined and don't feel like leaving the house to go to Home Depot for washers, I went out to my garage and into my toolkit. That's right, friends. I said my toolkit. I quickly eliminated the plastic screw ends because the holes on the bottom were just far too large. And I also opted not to use the tinier rubber ones just because I didn't have enough to not make it jingle around on the inside. Ah yes, and episode 6, Return of the Tiny Helper. She opted to pick the fabric and went with the tiny floral, so that's what I made the rest of these out of. Again, using my very precise ribbon holder, I traced out 2 3¼ inch circles and then cut them out. And I'm sure you're all dying to know which coffee mug I used today. The answer is the Flash from Zootopia. And just like the previous version, I then did a running stitch 1/4 inch or so away from the edge of my newly cut out circle. I again did a couple across stitching just to secure those ends, especially because I accidentally popped a stitch on the second one, and I'm really glad I did those cross stitches. And then secured the button. The only difference between this one and the previous version is that it was harder to finish off the tie after you attached the button, because with the height and the shape of the second metal object I picked, actually it was impossible to get underneath it. So I had to finish all of the stitching and tie off the ends on the bottom of the pattern weight as opposed to underneath the button where I had done on the first one. Now with a little movie magic, you can see all 4 of the finished pattern weights. Overall, this is a quick and easy project that if you need pattern weights, you can easily take care of with the things lying around your home. Alright folks, I hope you enjoyed going along with me on this journey as I made some pattern weights for my upcoming projects. If you liked this video, go ahead and click that like button. And if you'd like to see more, go ahead and click that subscribe button. You can turn on post notifications and tell me if they work. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. We'll see y'all next time. I've used a few different... What was that face for? I used a few different vlog links that I'll click all the one... Nope. Clearly I'm not supposed to do 2 of these in one day. I used a